And what do you know about Texas, and what do they do?
Well, Texas is undefeated, and they're athletic. They get up and down the floor. They have a tremendous two-guard, Fussell, who's from Tennessee, shoots the three ball very good, and Koki Reed inside. They're just very athletic in certain spots, and they play hard.
You've been on the road recruiting, haven't you? Because UCLA beat them. And Chastity.
Oh, that's right. Well, then, Booth, take that out.
All right,
retake. We won't use that part of it.
That's right.
All right, retake.
Let's retake. Let's ask me how Texas is.
Let me ask you about Texas and what.
I totally forgot about that.
Chastity couldn't play.
That's right.
She didn't play last night either.
I love it.
Tell us about Texas and what you guys have to do to be successful.
Y'all better cut that.
What do you have to do to be successful against Texas?
Texas, I think we've got to take care of the basketball, and I think we've got to make sure we get back on transition. They run the ball, and at times that's been our demise. We haven't been able to stop people's transition games, so that's been a really priority for us the last week and a half is getting back on transition D and just getting down and playing hard defensively. That's been the key to our success, is making people turn the ball over and us reacting and scoring off of our defense. So that's what we continue to focus on, and that's what we need to do against Texas.
Holly, we know you like to run as well, so we can pretty much expect a track meet when you guys play Texas.
I think so. I think they're very athletic at the post. Their post players get down the floor. They have a super quick point guard, so I think you're going to see probably two teams that are similar, that like to run the ball, like to score in transition, and rely on their defense to create things to happen.
Right after Texas, you have Baylor, a team you're actually quite familiar with. What do you do against Baylor and Brittany Griner in the post?
Well, I think Brittany Griner she is who she is, and she's going to get her points. I think that we've got to make sure. My concern is not only defending Griner, but stopping Odyssey Sims. I think she's the best point guard in the country. She leads that team. She's a great defender. She's a great scorer, tremendous passer. So I think we've got to make sure that we contain her and not let her go off. Because Brittany Griner's going to get her points. That's understandable. But we're going to defend her. But we've got to really make sure we take care of Odyssey Sims and try to limit her touches. I know she's a point guard. When she gets rid of it, don't let her get it back and those type of things.
Amazingly enough, it seems to get harder down the road, and you got Stanford after that. Tell us about these three-game stretch as a whole, and your team's what your team is thinking heading into this stretch.
Well, I think it's probably the three toughest games in our schedule, back to back to back, and we're just trying to prepare one game at a time. We hadn't brought up anybody but Texas right now, but it is a difficult stretch for us, and I hope the 2 weeks of preparation will pay off. It's been hard because we've been really focused on exams, and our players hadn't been we hadn't been really been able to do as much as I would want to, but yeah, it's a tough stretch for us.
You mentioned exams, and we laughed about that earlier because a lot of athletic teams, exams aren't that big of a deal, but for the Lady Vols, they're a huge deal. How much of a distraction has it been for the players, especially the
I will tell you this: it's been huge. We've practiced for an hour and a half and tried to give them understand their time commitment in studying and getting and preparing for exams. So we take obviously academics very seriously, and I hope it shows in the results of what we're going to see after this semester. But we got to get it done. We got to get it done in the classroom, and we'll make sure we get it done on the court.
With 3 games like this right in a row, do you like having the 2 weeks off to kind of rest going into it, or would you rather have started just a few days after the Carolina game?
Yeah, the way we played against Carolina, I would want to start a couple of days afterwards, but we don't have that benefit. So we've tried to kind of shorten practice and focus on certain things each day. So try not to overwhelm them and make them come in and dread practice and that kind of thing. So I think we've gotten in some good work, a lot of individual work. So hopefully it'll pay off.
How much will this stretch kind of just teach you about exactly what you have with this team going into conference play?
Well, it does, and it prepares you for playing a Thursday-Sunday game that we do, and it helps you prepare for the tournament down the road. And we've got to understand that you can't look ahead and you can't go backwards. So we've got to really focus on Texas, and then when that game's over, we're going to present them Baylor, and they've got to totally change gears, 2 different styles, and then you play Stanford, who is totally a different style from both of those 2. So it's going to take us, the coaches, to be able to present it and to where our players understand it and they can absorb all of it.
Holly, biggest drawback and biggest benefit from this break?
I think the drawback is that I thought we were in a good place after we played North Carolina, and we had a lot of confidence. We were working hard, and now probably the drawback is we hadn't played in 2 weeks. And so as practice is good, you can only measure, I think, game situations and getting out and playing a real game. And so as we were moving ahead a little bit, we may be a little rusty starting out of the gate on Sunday.
The players talked about ready to play a game, not because it's so much that they really want to get in the game atmosphere. They said they just want to play a game because they want to quit practicing because practices are harder. What do you think about their comments on the hard practices? Are they right? Are practices harder than the games?
Absolutely. We try to simulate that. We try to want them to see that the practices are going to be harder than the games, and then they can survive anything thrown at them during the game. And that's what we want to do. And I'm sure, I mean, as a player, all I want to do is play too, so games. But as coaches, we want to teach and help our kids get better. So I understand they want to play.
You talk about teaching. When did your team learn the most during this week and a half, 2 week off period of practice?
Well, we've tried to really focus on our defense, get it better, put in some more schemes, some more things for us to work on, and to take care of the basketball, to be patient, because I think these 3 teams, we've got to make sure we move the ball, not quick shoot the ball. So I think just ball security and just cleaning up some fundamentals both offensively and defensively.
Holly, do you have any updates on Jasmine Phillips and Andrea, where they're at?
Jasmine will be practicing today. She's officially through with exams, and she'll be practicing with us. Andrea will have shoulder surgery tomorrow to correct her shoulder, and she will be out for this season.
Okay.
Can she take a redshirt year?
That is our hope that she can. Yes, she has not played. She has not gone over the limits of 30% of our games.
How big of a loss is that?
Well, Dan, it hurts us as far as depth is concerned. I thought Andrea got us off to a tremendous start. She started majority of the games that she played in. She's a great leader, and it's going to hurt us as far as our depth. And so what we may not be able to run as much as we have been, because we could sub people in and out. But as I don't like it for the team, and I really don't like it for Andrea. She understands it, and if we get her back, she'll have 4 more years. So it's something I think we tried to avoid, and she heard it in high school, and it just kept popping out, and it was something that we had to do. Couldn't avoid it. And
she's such a competitive kid too. Is she on board with this? Has she accepted the fact
that
it
was
best?
Yeah, it was she and her family's decision. I mean, she had the option of playing the next 2 games. She had the option of playing this year. She could still play this year, and with the hope that it didn't go out. But I think that it came out twice in 2 games fairly easily. So I think it was their decision that if she could get a redshirt year or hardship year, that they would take that and come back and have 4 more years.
Do you anticipate Phillips going on the trip with you to Texas?
She's going to go on the trip, but she will not play.
She will not play.
So when Ariel needs a rest, how do you handle the ball handling?
Well, the point guard position now is going to be by committee. We're going to have to, Kamiko Williams got to step up her game. Megan Simmons is going to have to go back to maybe to the point position. So we're going to have to do it. We're going to have to do it by committee. And as I hate it for Ariel, because I think Andrea helped Ariel kind of relax and think, I don't have to do this. I don't have to do this by myself. But I think it's going to be great for Andrea to stick around and be around Ariel and make sure that she gives her support watching the games and when she comes off the court. But we're going to have to do it. The guards are going to have to step up. There's people that are going to have to step up who who haven't maybe played so much, and they don't have a choice now.
How critical is Miko's development right now then?
That's
Because she can
huge.
handle the ball at the point position. She can back that up.
Well, Kamiko's, the Kamiko's position has been huge every year she's been here. And so if she wants to go out with a bang her senior year, she can step in and get some major minutes. And so we need her. We're counting on her because we saw what she can do in the Middle Tennessee State game. And so when you see her do those type of things, that's why you got to keep holding her accountable every time she steps on the floor.
Tell me what it was, whether it was a dislocation or separation or.
It was I think it was just the instability
Okay.
of it just popping out. So
Okay.
that, I think we could probably address it with the doctors tomorrow and what they see, but it just kept, even with the sleeve, it popped out. So
And
they
she had
just
hurt
thought.
her senior year in high school.
Hurt her
it
senior
was?
year in high school. And had rehabbed, and then it just, in the middle game, it just happened to hit a certain way, and it came out because had any problems with it, it's been fine, but she made that decision, and we're behind her, and I think it's the best decision. I didn't tell her one way or the other. Wanted them to make the decision, but totally understand. And like I said, hate it for her. She was having a great year, but we'll have her back for 4 years.
Thank you.